Hey guys, today we're going to be reviewing the Bear Species bow. Now this review is just for anybody who's totally new to archery. So if you're already into the flagship bows, the Matthews, the Hoyts, the Bowtech, like the higher end stuff, this is not for you. This is for anybody who's new, maybe especially to hunting or just shooting in general, but especially to hunting. This is the review for you. So I just recently bought a Matthews bow. I've been shooting actually only longbows for most of my life. I have two custom longbows, love the longbows, but I wanted to up my hunting game and I had no idea what to expect when it came to compound bows. So I did the obvious choice, which is to purchase a bow that is entry level. And then from there, we'd be working our way up in the next couple of years. I just bought a Matthews bow now, actually, the new lift. But in the meantime, I didn't really know what I was looking for in a bow. So I watched a lot of the hunting public guys and I was just like, you know what, let's just get a cheaper bear bow. We'll start from there. Let's kill some deer, you know. So I killed deer with this bow for 2 years now. And I'll just kind of give you a quick run through. When I first shot it, I was like, I don't really know what I'm looking for, so this is definitely good to go. But I'll tell you about a couple things that I would upgrade right off the hop. But overall, as this bow, I think this one, as of this recording in Canada at Cabela's, I think this one's on sale for like $450 bucks, and it comes ready to hunt. And what that means is it comes with, it's not this sight that I have on here. This is the Hotwire, but it comes with this sight, which looks super similar. It's just a 4-pin, very light. It does not come away. It comes with this drop away rest that I have on here. I don't know if you can see that. There's a drop away rest on there. It will come with the whisker biscuit. And I'll talk about that in just a moment. It also comes with a quiver, a bow quiver. So it's the RTH package, which means that it's just ready to hunt. RTH means ready to hunt. But so overall as a bow, I think for the price, you kind of can't go wrong. Now, is it the smoothest draw cycle? No. Is it doable? Yeah, it's doable. You know, like as a starter bow for the price, I don't think you can beat it for the price. For me, I've killed. Last year, I was my first year hunting with it, and I hunted this year with it. But last year was my first year hunting with it. Killed a doe, killed a buck. I was shooting at like 60 pounds, and both were pass-throughs with heavy arrows. It was pretty awesome. So performance-wise, it'll do the job. It's just a matter of I would upgrade a couple things. So overall, as a bow, as a starter bow, I would say an absolute yes. Where I think they have a few drawbacks, I think in any bows, but especially with what they offer in the RTH package, I found that I had an incredibly hard time being consistent with my arrows to begin with. Now, I was a fairly new shooter, so everything I was doing was probably wrong. You know, I was not probably the smoothest release. I probably went through a target panic phase of my life. But one of the first things that I would recommend, just totally right off the hop, upgrading, like the very first, is I would get rid of the whisker biscuit. Now, for some people, the whisker biscuit just absolutely just works for them. But for me, for some reason, I could not get these things to fly consistent. So for 70 bucks, I picked up the Trophy Ridge drop away rest, and immediately all my arrows were extremely consistent. If it was to the left, it was consistent to the left, and then I just made a side adjustment and everything was flying like tickety-boo. So that's the first thing that I would recommend. Is for like $70, I think it is right now. I just checked on Cabela's for the drop away rest. It doesn't have to be the micro one, the more expensive one. It could be the cheaper one, but that's the first upgrade I would do. I wouldn't even need, you don't even need this, a 4-pin sight, the one that comes with it. The only reason why I went to the Hotwire is because the bottom pin, so there's 2 fixed pins, and then there's the bottom pin that comes on here. I can dial it into, let's say, 40, 50, 60 yards. Basically, it just smooths the whole housing, and you have a sight tape on the side. That's the only reason why I upgraded to that. And then right at the end, right when I was just about to upgrade my stabilizer and just get a little bit more stability, I decided to just buy a brand new bow, just because I want to up my overall game in general. So I never did upgrade the stabilizer. That would be further down the road. I wouldn't even. I think you can kind of do without it. And if you're following some of the hunting public guys, they have something like this that I rocked with it. It's basically hooking up your cell phone, basically to be able to take footage. So I did get shots. I'll see if I can put it in here, but I'd have to find them. Shots on my first 2 kills were with this, and I was able to hook my cell phone up with a magnet. And this is attached behind the stabilizer at all times. And you could just slap your phone on there, and it takes good footage, no thinking kind of good footage while you're taking your shots. So that is pretty sweet. I think that's only sold on the THP website. It's done by Painted Arrow, I believe, makes this kind of a magnet that you can put on the front. Anyway, totally sidetracked. Back to the bow. So what's great about this? What's great about this bow, though, is that you can go from draw lengths of like 23, something like that, to 30 some inches. It's a fairly short axle to axle bow, and you can go all the way from 70 pounds down to like 50 pounds or 45 pounds. I don't know what it is exactly. But there's so much versatility in a bow like this. It's really made for a brand new shooter. They have other models. I've never tried the other models. I just know that the bear species is probably one of their low end bows. And I just highly recommend it, especially if you're new, you want to get into it, you have no idea about shooting, you just kind of want to get your feet wet and see if it is for you. You're not investing $2 grand or $1.5 grand or $2,000 or $3,000 in a bow. You could just go $450 and dive right into it. But you'd have to pick up a release as well on top of that. So I just wanted to do this quick review. Overall, like definitely for a beginner, it's great. One thing that I did after year 1 is I upgraded these. I upgraded this string to this is just like a more just to get more performance out of it, and I just changed it to a regular peep sight, and the bow shop hooked me up with it with a good peep sight on there instead of the rubberized one that comes with it. I didn't really like it. I prefer to just, so I basically took their bow as a basic and totally upgraded all these individual pieces. And so, yeah, I think that's all I really wanted to say. As one tip that I can give as somebody who kind of went through the beginner phase, although I've shot a lot of bows my whole life, so I think I got into it fairly quickly and I was able to advance quite quickly. If you're gonna invest right off the hop on any piece of equipment for the long haul, if I can recommend on one, it would be your release. Because for me, I wanted my release to remain the same release I'm going to until the end. And so I went with a Spot Hog Wise Guy, which is a finger release, and it's very sensitive, which is how I like my guns anyway. So I invested a lot into that, more than in my bow right away. But that's just kind of one tip, if I can give you a tip. But overall, as a beginner bow, definitely 100% I would recommend this all day long. I'm doing a review on it because I don't know if I will sell this bow one day, or if I'll just pass it off to my wife or my brother-in-law or somebody like, or my sister-in-law. Maybe they can start shooting. Maybe I'll keep it as a backup bow. I'll probably just end up keeping it as a backup bow. But you definitely can't go wrong with something like this. So anyway, that was a quick review. Hopefully I didn't take up too much of your time, and we'll see you guys on the next review. Okay, see you guys. Bye.